Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/shark. Hello, welcome to the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. I'm your host, John Lassev. Joining me, as always, well, I guess not as always,
Nope.
are my co-hosts, Mark Hopmeyer.
So I get home from work and there's three burly men waiting for me at my door, right? They follow me at my house and they take all my Star Wars stuff out of my house, put it in a van and drive away and leave me with a letter.
Damn. What did it say?
Well, George Lucas listens to our podcast and he noticed that I made a comment on our Rogue One podcast where I made fun of the lava planet because I didn't understand it. But it turns out that's where Vader became Vader.
Right.
And he's there now with a big fort, so it's kind of weird. But I didn't know that on the podcast. So I have no more Star Wars paraphernalia in my home.
Well, they didn't mention in the movie that was specifically Mustafar, the planet where Vader
Lost all his limbs because he didn't have the high ground.
and his skin.
Never underestimate that.
You don't have the high ground. Even though Obi-Wan didn't have the high... He had low ground when he fought
Yeah.
Darth Maul, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He had
yeah.
to jump up even higher than the ground at that point.
Dude, you're right.
Yeah.
I never considered that.
It makes no sense.
Right.
So are there more lava planets?
I mean,
I would assume
if
so.
you dig deep enough, every planet's a lava planet. Right?
Man,
Or
that was
maybe not.
that was deep, literally.
Yeah. Robert Lamb, say hi to everyone.
I'll do an intro, kind of like Mark. This is actually it has nothing to do with George Lucas, but how come all of the planets, and maybe not all of them, but a lot of them in the Star Wars universe, how come they all have to have one geographical, like environmental kind of setting? Like, why is it the ice planet of Hoth, or like the lava planet of Mustafar, or
Tatooine.
or Tatooine, which is desert, or Dagobah, which is a swamp planet? Why can't they have like a lot of environments like Earth?
Well, you don't know. You don't know if Tatooine had like a winter resort
They call
somewhere.
it the
There was
desert
skiing
planet.
somewhere.
I doubt that. If they're skiing on sand
What
dunes.
about
if
the,
you're Triple X, you can ski.
On
What
sand
about
dunes?
Yavin, the planet the original Rebel base was on? That seemed like a very lush environment. I'm pretty sure there were
You're talking
multiple
about which one
climates.
was the forest moon of Endor?
The forest. Yeah, that was the.
That was Yavin.
Forest Moon.
It's a forest moon.
Oh
I feel like
See?
Alderaan
no, I'm
was
talking about
pretty chill.
the first movie. What was the planet where the Rebel base was on?
Which first movie? That was
A
that
New
one.
Hope. A New Hope.
That was that one.
Yeah.
Dantooine?
Dantooine. No.
No,
that
Doesn't
was-
she lie? Doesn't she lie to Mothma and go Dantooine?
Yeah. It's on Dantooine. Dantooine's too far for to show our impacts.
yeah, I'm talking about A New Hope, where like the
That was Yavin. That was the
yeah,
forest
yeah,
moon of
Yavin.
Endor, right?
no, the forest moon of Endor was a different location, I think.
Is that the one where Chewie doesn't get a medal?
Yeah.
I don't remember what Yavin was then. It probably had
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that seemed like a very nice.
I don't know. I want to see what I want to see a map.
Tropical.
I want to see a geographical map of what it looks like. I want to see
I feel
this.
like-
I want to see desert.
Why is the Death Star? Why is it all just like?
Yeah. Why is the Death Star all mechanical?
yeah.
That sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld bit. What's the deal with the Death Star?
Hey, and well, what about the Star Killer base? It's all snow and shit.
Yeah. What is there a port that's a huge weakness?
That's true. Well, now we know. Rogue One. Explain it.
Yeah.
Alderaan was the planet, but now it was the only one in the galaxy with multiple regions, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Well, too bad. Now we're just stuck with planets that have one environmental.
Thanks, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
You're such a dick. You call him Grand Dick Tarkin.
Yeah. Take that, old Peter Cushing who's
Yeah.
dead.
Jerk face.
CGI his face again so we could just spit on him.
All right. I think now is a good time to start the podcast like we usually do. And that's with listener questions. Mark, I think you have a question for us this week.
Yeah, so I have a good buddy named Bryce. I lived in Korea back in '08. We were buddies back then, and occasionally he sends me a drunk message via Facebook. And I always know because it like hits me at like 2 a.m. his time.
Was that North
And,
Korea?
anyways, what?
North Korea?
No.
Oh.
That was the year before when I escaped. Yeah.
Shit. Okay. And you
Yeah,
escaped
yeah.
into South Korea.
Yeah, I had to escape.
Good choice.
They
I
actually
mean, you don't want to do
welcomed
it the
me
other way
with-
around.
Yeah, you didn't want to go into Russia, right? Or wherever.
Yeah, like they welcomed me with open arms. Like
Oh,
I was like,
nice.
"Let me in!" You know, it was a terrible year. But his question is, he actually wanted us to do an entire podcast about it, like rankings and breakdowns and everything. It could lead to it. Who knows? But the question is, what is Nick Cage's best worst wig?
I think for me, it's got to be the one he had in Knowing. The
Yep.
one in, were you going to say that?
No, I had another one, but that was my number 2.
Oh, okay. Because, Knowing was the movie where he played like this psychic that just saw future events. And like, I remember it was in the trailer as well, but there was like this one scene where like, I think he dodges a bullet, but he does
Oh,
it in
that's
the most.
next. That's next.
Oh, next.
Yeah, see, that's
right.
mine,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, next. Yeah, but there was a scene where he's like, he just he dodges this bullet or whatever in the most dramatic way, and like the hair, just like it's like something out of like a Fabio like photo shoot where he just like it just luxuriously just like follows him. And
Was
it's
it
just like,
long? I don't remember if it was like shorter.
It was like past his ears. You could like do
Okay.
the tuck behind the ears. You know what I mean?
Because
yeah.
wasn't it similar to how he looked in Left Behind?
I think it was kind of like it's like a more suave version of what he had in Con Air.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can picture that.
Swell. Yeah, I'll try. I know the one that I like. I remember distinctly because I saw it in the trailer, and I just go like, "What is up with this guy's hair?" Was Sorcerer's Apprentice? Was it that
Oh
one?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or no, the one with the witch.
Season of the Witch. 'cause
Season
it was
of the
very
Witch.
wavy.
Yeah.
It was like
There's
it was
a lot
like,
of slow
you have-
motion,
You have to put work in to make it that wavy.
but it's not wavy in a good way though.
Yeah.
It's like it almost looks like his hair was like almost like thinning in parts, but it was
Sure.
long. It was weird. It was like thin hair but long. I don't know. That's what I remember of
Like
it.
it
Maybe
looked
I'm
like he
remembering
got
it wrong.
trapped in a dryer for like 3 days.
It's kind of frizzy.
Yeah.
This is a weird
Static
story,
cling.
but I had a buddy one time. He was getting his hair put into. I went with him. He was getting his hair put in the cornrows, and my hair used to be pretty long. So someone started doing it to my hair, but it looked really bad. So I took the rows out, and my hair looked like Nick Cage's does in Season of the Witch. So maybe that's what they did to him.
That's pretty cool. Dude, you looked like Nick Cage in one of his most highly anticipated movies of 2011. When
I could
did
have
it
had a
come out?
stand-in. I think they filmed it in like 2009, then they released it years later. I like to think that they just forgot about it.
What was Nick Cage's last good movie? Kick-Ass?
No, Joe. He was really good in Joe.
I didn't see it. When did
Yeah,
that come
David
out?
Gordon Green. 2 years ago. Very good movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's still trying.
I know. That's nice of him. But I don't know. For me, it's been a while since I've like seen him in a movie and gone, okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to want to cast Nick Cage these days because I feel like if you're like a casting director, you're like, well, I mean, I feel like Nick Cage is like really talented enough to pull this role off, but he brings like a whole lot of other things with him. So it's just like,
I mean, he's got that curse though, right? Like the Oscar curse, kind of like Halle Berry and Cuba Gooding Jr., where they're just not in like movies, like that great of movies anymore. I mean, I guess Nick Cage is doing a lot more than what I've seen of Cuba Gooding Jr. besides O.J. Simpson, that
right?
miniseries.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, he's making a lot of movies, Nick Cage.
yeah, I know he does. He makes a ton.
Dinosaur fossils don't pay for themselves. Like, I used to watch them. There's a movie called Stolen. Just, all right, so if you're listening to the podcast, type in Josh Lucas Stolen. And his hair wins everything because it looks like a rat died on his head.
Nice.
So I'm going with Josh Lucas's wig in the movie Stolen that Nick Cage is in.
Okay,
That's my
Nice.
answer.
Nice.
that's a good answer.
Yeah. So what? I know for his next movie, Like, what's the length of his next of
I think he should go bald now.
bald?
I want to see what he's
Yeah.
like bald. Like
Yeah,
a
go
Bruce
Willis.
Yeah. See what it's like.
Hasn't he
Or
gone
do
bald
National
before?
Treasure 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just go have his hair go all the way down to his ankles.
Whoa.
Like a cousin it.
Like Rapunzel. Like go even further.
Oh man.
That would be-
Rapunzel with Nick Cage.
yeah. It turns into an action movie. He actually doesn't need help and shit. And he uses his hair as like a whip
Yeah.
to grab onto shit.
He like skis on it.
Yeah, his hair just turns into like Inspector Gadget kind of shit, and he can just do whatever he wants with it.
He's swinging from trees like Shia LaBeouf.
It
in
turns into,
the
like-
movie we don't speak of.
Yeah, turns into a helicopter so he can fly around.
Did I ever tell you guys my idea of like an R-rated like take on Rapunzel? I see it as like a mash of like Die Hard and Cliffhanger, or like the action hero, someone like Bruce Willis has to like climb this tower to save the girl, but he has to climb the tower with the girl's hair. But along the way, he has to fight like evil terrorists and ninjas and
All the way up.
yeah.
So it's Hall Castle.
Yeah, the whole time, like the girl is just trying to hold on for dear life. It's like, why are you taking so long?
Just the whole time. It'd be like
I gotta take down this dictator.
be right there.
Yeah,
And then like the dictator's son is like, just cut her hair.
no.
It's like no, he's hanging on by like one strand.
Just cut it. I have his scissors.
No,
I have to fight him in a duel.
Like, you know, at the end when like the bad guy always meets the good guy one-on-one, I'd be like, I'm getting everybody I can, and we're just gonna, rush them.
I always like how like the main bad guy always makes it to the very end to fight the hero. I always think it's like it's got to be tough to do that sometimes because all your henchmen are dying around you like crazy.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because like the henchman's job is to die before you,
Right.
So
But sometimes like the main bad guy will be there with his henchmen and like they all somehow get the boot, like they're just dead, and then he makes it
well,
through.
the bad guy didn't do a good job of delegating. That's all I, have to
guess.
say.
Well,
He's
I just
not-
finished.
He's not a people manager.
No, but I just finished watching like Daredevil season 1,
Uh huh.
and like Kingpin is like with all these other guys that are just like masterful, like shooting everybody, shooting all the cops and stuff like that, and like they all end up dying, but Kingpin still like just remains unscathed. Granted, he was like in the truck and like tipped over and everything, but then it's just a one-on-one versus Daredevil. Works out perfectly for
Yeah, but think of how many people.
final matchup.
Think of how many of his men died like throughout the course of the season. So
That's true.
it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're all side.
I don't
villains.
see a point in being a crime lord in a world with superheroes.
Yeah, it's
Nah. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I just don't. I feel like you're not getting too many returns there. Right?
I don't understand the idea of wanting to be a henchman. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
You get shot by your boss.
Yeah, you don't know who to trust. You know how many James Bond henchmen get killed by their boss
Every
before
day.
even James Bond shows up?
Yeah.
They fuck up something and then they all of a sudden they have to die.
Yeah, Robert. We actually
come
did
to-
a podcast on
Yeah,
FF.
we should.
No,
Let's
we
do
actually did one.
Let's do
No, we
a
did- we-
James
we
Bond.
did one.
We already
What are you
did one.
talking about? Let's do one.
No, we already did one.
Let's do Henchman Part 2.
Henchman Part 2.
Yeah, we did the podcast on advice for henchmen.
That's what we should do.
I
That's
think
what
it's
we
like
already
episode 47.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look it up.
All right. I think that's the answer to that question.
Sweet.
Listen to the MFF Pod Henchman advice. So, all right. Thank you for that wonderful listener question. We hope you enjoyed that episode when you're listening to it. All right, Mark. What's the topic for this week?
So for me, I'm a big underdog guy, and I think sometimes that hating on something is too easy. I think it's too easy to join the general populace in disliking something that is easily disliked. So for me, I like to find movie scenes that everyone hates, and I want to defend them, like not like in a like smug, I don't believe in what I'm saying. I'm just doing it to be controversial. This is like me earnestly trying to defend movie scenes that everybody hates.
Right. Okay.
Right, don't
Yeah.
like. There's so many scenes that people just they get on the bandwagon and then they just hate on them.
Right.
Like, so let's find some positives to some bad, maybe great movie scenes.
Oh, I'm sure
So-
they're all pretty great.
So we're talking about how bad these scenes are. Like, a lot of people credit or blame these scenes for ruining like an otherwise great movie. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's like, yeah, I think some scenes do. Actually, in the case of a couple of the things we're going to talk about, people say if this scene wasn't in this movie, it would be perfect, which is Psycho. Some people say this movie looks great, but the crew was a bunch of dum-dums and they did really stupid shit. Some people say, you wrecked the Peter Parker character with this 2-minute scene. So, yeah, I think some of these scenes become gifts that make fun of the movie, and then that wrecks the film's credibility.
Right. So we're going to go through each scene and just kind of defend it, right?
Yeah. And
right.
So, I guess I want to start with, let's see, what do I want to do? I think this is probably the biggest misunderstanding of everything. And that is in The Fellowship of the Ring, where Boromir says, pardon me if I don't, one does not simply walk into Mordor. Mm-hmm. All right. They are 1,350 miles away. And they're walking there through caves, tunnels, boats, wars, armies, spiders, orcs, goblins, cave trolls, fighting mountains, that eye that can see. Like they're going on rafts, they're going in canoes. Like when people do get into Mordor, they have to dress up like as little Mordorian goblins.
Oh yeah, you can't just show up and just start waving to people.
Like you can't do, like there's no like me and you, like three of us are just kind of chill, we're sauntering, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and Mordor is up on the horizon. We don't just kind of like walk into it like, John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. Like, there's gonna be some dipping, ducking, diving, dodging, and dipping. It's not a simple walk. So when Boromir said one does not simply walk, like you can walk onto an airplane, but you have to get to the airport. You have to check your bags. You have to go through security. You have to get to the gate. You have to get scanned. You don't just simply walk onto an airplane. Yes, you walk into Mordor, but it's not a simple. There's nothing simple about it. So now everyone sort of makes fun of poor Boromir for stating the obvious.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. But I mean, like you said, they went through a lot of shit to get there.
They
it
were
wasn't just
people.
like they didn't walk through like there wasn't a sidewalk that just went in there.
Should have just took an Uber.
Yeah, they didn't take an Uber.
Yeah.
I mean, Boromir died.
Yeah.
Like, so it just annoys me. Like everyone likes to make fun of this comment, right?
Well, the thing is, like, I personally never had any problem with that scene or specifically that line from Boromir. I think what it was that it became like somehow it just became like this huge meme on the internet. Like, I think that just kind of retroactively like made it a bad scene in a lot of people's minds, even though it just never really. I don't think a lot of people didn't really think it was bad. It was just like people always think of that meme, like of that Boromir picture, and him just like one does not simply
do whatever. Yeah.
One does not simply eat one chip, one potato chip, or like
or one does not simply wish one a happy birthday.
Yeah,
this is not a bad scene. I guess I should preface what I'm saying. I guess I'm defending much maligned scenes or made fun of scenes in movies.
I remember watching that. Like watching that in theaters, and like that whole scene was intense because like you have like all these people sitting around and like they were discussing what to do with the ring, and like on paper it just sounds very boring, but like the way it was acted, like all the characters had this sense of urgency, like, and you had like this ring in the middle, and they all knew how powerful it was. It was just like it really did set up not only that movie but basically the whole trilogy. So no, it was definitely not a bad scene.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess I'm just defending it because it's just become such a huge meme.
Yeah, I think people think of that scene, they immediately think of the meme, and it kind of does a disservice to the movie. But at the same time, it's like it's provided thousands of jokes, so I guess it kind of washes
so
it
it's
off.
worth it. That's how you're defending that movie scene, is because it became a meme.
Yeah, no,
why not?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
because I think people have lost focus on what the scene meant, or they're like, "Oh yeah, they walked into Mordor." Yeah, but it wasn't simple.
No.
Right. That's the whole thing. I think that's like the best way to describe it. Like the best way to defend it is it wasn't just like a walk into it. Like it took 3 movies and 9 hours to do so.
Sure.
And it's one of the rare movies that did one movie for one book.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's kind of refreshing if you think back at it. Like he took 3 books, made 3 movies.
that's true.
I mean, even Harry Potter kind of strayed from that towards the end because they made 2 movies for the last book.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
watching them right now. I'm actually going through them again, and that 7th one, the Deathly Hallows Part 1, it's pretty killer though. I like it. I'm kind of happy they split it up.
Didn't they split a couple of like last book? They did the Hunger Games. They split that last book into 2.
And they tried to do that with Divergent, but it tanked so bad they're making like a direct TV sequel.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that sucks for them.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment.
Tokyo Drift and Fast and Furious were split.
50 Shades of Grey.
Wait, was that
3 and
split?
4 No, I don't know.
Oh,
They
okay.
haven't even come out with the second one yet,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm sure they'll split it up.
They filmed them back to back because the haters, the actors didn't like it so much that they were like, let's just get it done.
Did they really?
Yeah, so they filmed the 2 back to back.
Let's just power through this. and get it
let's
over
just
with.
get through
Yeah.
this. Let's film the rest of these sex scenes and be done with it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just see the meme, and then there's people out there like Kevin Smith on Clerks 2. I know that they were trying to wind him up, but when Randall from, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
Randall was talking about all they did was walk. Like that's so far from the truth.
Right. They ran.
Like they sprinted, they hid, they
crawled.
climbed up steps,
Some
they
of them
climbed
flew.
down steps.
Some of them flew. That's actually a harder scene to defend, I think, is when the Eagles show up and take them right out.
Yeah, it's like, wait, where were you?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Gandalf, just send your Eagles right away. We drop that shit in the volcano and take off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
He could have avoided so much stuff.
Seriously, we could have flew over all of the danger.
imagine
No
if
one
you're
had to die.
Gandalf. Yeah, you're Gandalf, and you're like, oh shit, I forgot.
I had Eagles. Damn it.
Ugh. I
Yeah.
should have called this Eagle Uber.
But even then, I think it would have been hard because they would have got.
I would have seen them, and they
Yeah.
have those dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. It's easy. I think it's easy to poke fun at, but it makes sense.
I mean, it wasn't simple, guys.
No.
You know, I think it's actually like an honor to become a meme because it's hard to do these days. If you're meme worthy, I guess that's like that's a clear distinction these days.
Trust me, I've been uploading pictures of myself with like a pipe in my mouth, and just no one's
Nothing's
taken to
happening.
it. Yeah, it's just no one's taken to it. I wear a top hat. I wear a monocle. It's not
You
working.
no, but you can't you can't set up your own meme.
No, I'm trying. I'm trying to.
That's like trying to give yourself a nickname.
Yeah, I try to do that.
Robert
too.
the Killer Lamb.
Yeah, it's not working.
Oh, yeah.
The killer
Yes,
lamb.
Stephen Merchant from The Office and the Ricky Gervais podcast tried to give himself a nickname when he was in middle school called Spud. And, like he tried to do it for like a month. Like, yeah, everyone's calling me Spud, but
Who's
no
calling
one
you
believed
Spud?
him. No one bought it.
It's like, all
It's hard to
right,
do.
I'm not calling you Spud.
All right, so my next one is this one's a little tougher to defend, but I get it. All right, so Prometheus has a lot of scenes that get a lot of flack. All right, I think the movie looks great. I think it raises some interesting questions because it gives you 0 answers. However, there's a scene where the map maker, who makes all the digital maps, the globes, he's on comms with the rest of the crew. The map maker gets lost on the alien spaceship. So this guy has an active comm, like communications in his helmet. He knows the maps, but he gets lost. But I'm going to defend him, all right? Because, like, I don't know. There's 2 things that happen. Like, how many times have, like, Google stopped working and you've just lost it?
Yeah.
Like, people are so dependent on GPS now. Like, when you're driving and your maps go down, you don't even know how to drive anymore.
What do I do?
Plus, like, I remember having MapQuest back in the day, and when you printed out like a page of MapQuest,
Oh,
for
yeah.
some reason it would always have me do a U-turn at the end when I didn't have to. It would always make me do a U-turn. I'm like, can't I just take a left?
Nope.
It's like, no, you have to go down another street and then take a U-turn and then take a right into the parking lot.
Like, even when you see the parking lot and you're like, I should turn in here.
Yeah,
You're like, well,
I know,
MapQuest
yeah.
tells me to.
It's like, but come on, MapQuest, Walmart's right there.
No.
But you just stick with it. So this
Yeah.
guy, right? You know,
Yeah.
like, he makes the map. He makes maps. Like, who knows? He doesn't know how to follow them.
Do you think the Google car or van or whatever it is that takes like all the pictures, do you think it ever gets lost?
I'm sure it does.
Depends on what
and then
maps it
And then
uses.
it tries to play it off.
Google Maps is trying to use MapQuest.
It's very ironic.
God, we got to hurry up and update this shit because I'm lost.
But like, no, like just when people's GPS goes down, I'm telling you, like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
work, you know,
definitely.
like I work conventions, right, for years and years and events, and people be standing right next to a bathroom, and they're like, "Hey, where's the bathroom?"
Yeah.
Or like, "Hey, where's registration?" And there's a sign pointing to registration. So this map maker, you know, whatever.
I got a question. I saw the movie one time in theaters, and I thought it looked amazing. And I love Ridley Scott as a director. I did not like the movie that much. I felt like it had a lot of flaws. But when the map maker gets lost, is he running from something, or is he just lost? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they kind of like saw something and then took off.
Okay, so then my defense is going to be he was just panicked, and he just kind of got confused, and that's it. Because when you panic, you don't always make the best decisions, and maybe he just kind of got confused, and his heart rate was up, and he was just kind of, foggy in the mind.
Maybe he was
Yeah.
just like doing like a GPS, like a map making system where he's just like walking around.
Yeah.
Just like
I don't know. I mean, I don't remember the scene completely. I did see the movie, but I just don't remember that part. But I do remember people kind of poking fun at that scene, at him being lost. And for some reason, I thought he was running away from something.
And how many times, right, have you seen him? I've known a lot of people who Google Maps will be like, "Oh, I have a quicker route that cuts it down by 7 minutes," and you're like, "Nah."
I don't trust it.
You're like, "I don't think so, Google."
Something-
Like, even though it
yeah.
has all the the radar and analytics,
Yeah.
you're like, "I know better."
no.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
maybe-
gonna stick with what I know. I'm not
like-
going down that dirt road.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he is ignoring his own maps, going, I know this is what my maps say, but
Yeah.
I just can't do it. And also, there's a scene in Prometheus where Charlize Theron, the ship's rolling towards her, and she runs in a straight line. Where basically all she had to do was run 20 feet to the right or left, and she would have been safe. But she chooses to run in a straight line.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many of us have been? Have you ever had a large spaceship
No, and
falling towards you?
I think that's
Not
how
really.
you defend a lot of movies. Is people say that all the time. They're like, "Why would you do this? Why would you do that?" But I really think if you're in a panicky situation, you're not thinking straight, and that happens a lot of times. Like in general, that happens in real life all the time, where people don't think straight and they do dumb things. And it's just because they're panicked. So like
yeah.
that's kind of
Because
what
like
I thought with her.
not to get, I'm not gonna go into details because it might be a spoiler, but like there's this one movie or TV show from the past year where there's this one scene where like this kid had to run away from this guy shooting an arrow at him, and like afterwards, I mean he gets shot by the arrow because he runs the straight line, and afterwards everyone's like, why didn't he zigzag? I'm like, you don't know what you're gonna do in that situation. It's just like
Yeah, you're just running. You're just running.
you're just
away.
running as fast as you can.
Yeah,
you know?
people say that with alligators too. Zigzag. I think if you see an alligator, you're just gonna run.
No, I think
I
you
am
see
not
that.
zigzagging. I'm gonna run.
I listened to a Stuff You Should Know podcast, and they said something along the lines like, it doesn't really matter. The average person can run faster than an alligator, so it doesn't really make sense to zigzag.
What?
You might as well just run straight. Just get away from
Alligator,
it.
what if the alligator keeps running in a straight line while you're zigzagging?
That's true. I know. That's what. Yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah.
Just run in circles. Eventually, the alligator will get confused and get
The
off.
alligator maybe like doubles back and is just waiting for you.
Yeah.
When
Like,
you
like, I mean, imagine like it just. And then there's also the scene though that is the hardest to defend is where the guy, the zoologist, I don't know what he is,
Oh, I know what you're
but
talking
he
about.
looks at
Yeah.
like this evil looking, like if there's like a 6-inch panda, like I'm gonna stick my face up to that 6-inch panda and be like, oh my gosh. But if there's like a snake looking alien, like that looks evil. I don't know, not evil, but like
just
that
looks dangerous.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go like, oh fuzzy, get up
Well,
close, like.
There was a Cinema Sins, and I think one of the things was in that same character talks about how they shouldn't touch something else, like the goo, like that black goo. But then, like 10 minutes later in the movie, he's touching a snake creature. And it's just like, it really was contradicting for that character, especially because he is like a biologist or whatever. And he's like just touching a random animal that looks dangerous. Like, why? Why are you doing that? And then it like attacks him, obviously.
So why would he do that?
it looked like a cute snake.
Sure.
He wanted to be the first to touch extraterrestrial snake.
I mean, I guess a lot of times you don't expect animals to spit acid at you, crawl in your suit, and murder you.
I guess. I think of it kind of like Kane looking at the eggs in the beginning of Alien. Like, for some reason, scientists, they always want to just, like, look really close at something that looks dangerous, especially in movies.
Oh, so these, you know what? These are cinematic scientists.
Right.
So that's what they always do.
Yeah, they always have to touch whatever's, like, right there. Even if it looks dangerous, they're like, I got to get a closer look.
Oh, in Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Julianne Moore, she's like this photographer that's working with lions, but she's always like, she runs up to Stegosauruses and like gets them all riled up. She takes a baby T-Rex back into this place where the T-Rexes can find him. She makes some boneheaded, like dumb decisions. So I guess we're just charting it, like chalking it up as just stupid movie people.
Yeah, I think that's just what they do. They just have to. It helps progress the story and give us some action.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm going to be really smart about this. Like, not many action movies or horror movies would do well.
Right. Yeah, like, guys, how about we stick together? We check each room one by one. Just we stick together as a group of 5. We all have a weapon, and we check each group, like each room, and just see if there's somebody in there.
Hey, screw you, man!
And then
I'm going out
Jason's
to the
like,
back by
"Fuck."
myself.
Yeah.
Lazarus runs into the woods by himself.
Yeah. Hey, black people, can you guys separate and go different ways into the woods and let us know what you find?
And hot females, you go over there.
Yep. Did you guys do drugs or have sex recently? Yeah, you guys split up too and go into the woods.
Yeah.
Are you a security guard? You know, go looking around with your flashlight outside.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I like John Carpenter's The Thing is throughout the movie, they actually have, when they realize that they're like in like real danger, they start like splitting up, but they split up into like groups of 3 or like groups of 2 to go figure out stuff. And I thought that was really cool until the very end when they decide all 4 of them to go split up and go different ways to set up dynamite. But other than that, the whole movie, they do stay together for the most part, at least in groups of 2 or 3. I thought that was cool.
That's your number 6 favorite film of all time.
Robert's top 10, number 6, John Carpenter's The Thing.
There you go.
Yeah. That's the answer to that one.
Yep.
How's your defense of that scene?
Yep. I like John Carpenter's The Thing. Next.
All right. So the next one is a little different. It's from Love Actually. So there's a sign, there's a moment where, all right, so Keira Knightley gets married. Her husband's best friend films it. However, he just films her face the whole time because he's in love with her. She goes to this place to see the footage of the wedding. She sees that it's just like her. And she deals with it really well and leaves. And later on, there's a knock on her door. The dude shows up. Andrew Lincoln from Walking Dead shows up with these signs that he wrote. And he actually cut out pictures from magazines. And like a pretty large poster. So he spent some time doing crafty stuff on these signs. He tells her to lie to her husband. He plays carols and he shows her signs about, hey, listen, I love you, but you're with my best friend. So I'll probably be dating a model next year, but I'll still like you. And then she kisses him. And he's like, all right, enough. And so you go through BuzzFeed and a lot of articles now and Empire and my favorite podcast. And they're talking about that this dude's just a straight up sociopath. And it's like one of the creepiest things ever. However, sorry to let you guys, I've heard you want to talk like 3 times. So I keep hearing, my bad. So, but in this world of Love Actually, it's like kind of normal in this cinematic world that Richard Curtis, the director, has created.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a romance, I think it's him trying to just be romantic. Maybe he's not going about it the right way, and it is kind of creepy. But, you know, he's that guy he's just so infatuated with her, so in love with her, that, like, you know, he's the guy who stalks her Facebook page and sees what she's up to and stuff. Like, that's that kind of guy.
He sees what movie she's at, and he goes and sits in the back of the theater.
Yeah, he's that guy who just pretends to bump into her at, like, a restaurant that he knew she was at because she tagged herself in it, and he quickly drove over there to, like, run into her and then just to talk to her. Like, that guy.
But that's not creepy.
That's not creepy. It's it's not normal. It's just like
But in this world, in the
this world
romantic
it is.
comedy world,
it is. Yeah.
there's a lot of weird shit that happens in Overboard. Kurt Russell convinces Goldie Hawn that they're married.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people love these romantic comedies where some crazy stuff happens.
Yeah, I feel like romantic comedies, there's a lot of like just crazy ways that the characters get together. And it's not always like the right way, I would say, but
exactly.
it works. It works.
Like I love Serendipity, that movie, but she's like, okay, it's fate if this happens. Like, no, just hang out.
Yeah.
Or it could just be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I don't think there are coincidences in romantic comedies.
I think the whole movie is a coincidence.
But I don't know, like people really think that this is the work of like a sociopath.
I would say so if he appeared later on and the Love Actually turned into like a thriller near the end. But since he kind of just walks away, I think he's okay. I think he's a
And he
sane
says, yeah.
dude. He was just kind of, he missed her. He wanted to just show her that he cared, and he left him alone.
Now,
then
would
he,
you guys do something like this?
The what?
Would you guys do something like this?
No, usually I just show up at a girl's house and play it with a boombox.
Hold it over your head.
Yeah.
In your eyes.
But usually I play the song "Mother" by Danzig, and for some reason it never gets the same reaction.
You need to do the Glenn Danzig look, where you just go shirtless and get like the really long Nick Cage black hair and just
See, I've been doing it wrong.
mother.
I play that song "The Last Kiss," like the original cover of it before the original song before Pearl Jam covered it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
People love that.
Yeah, that's a really good depressing song to play.
Yeah.
Like what?
What?
No, but
I'm gonna die in
I
a
don't
car
I
accident.
I thought it was hilarious. Like in my mind, like I like to think of Love Actually as like the prequel to The Walking Dead,
Yeah,
where like he becomes so distraught, he moves to Georgia, changes his name, changes his accent, then gets married, but then like gets into a coma or whatever, wakes up in the middle of a zombie apocalypse.
maybe this isn't going to defend that scene, but maybe you're right, Mark. Maybe he is a creeper, and the cops were coming after him, and he had to move to Atlanta, Georgia, and like kind of like disappear,
Yeah.
get an accent, turn into this other character,
Yeah.
and just start his life all new because he's wanted by the Popo.
And then the zombie apocalypse happens.
And then the zombie apocalypse happens, and he's just like, I miss Keira Knightley, but now I have this baby and Lori, and she slept with Shane, and oh shit.
oh man.
I
Just
think
so much
that
shit.
is plausible because at the end he said enough, but a lot of people say that once you kind of do something the first time, like there will be a pattern to it. You can't just say enough.
Yeah.
Like quitting addiction, you can't just say enough. Like there's steps to it.
Did you see the Saturday Night Live Kate McKinnon?
Oh
spoof?
yeah, she made fun of that on SNL.
Yeah, just
right?
recently. Yeah, they made fun of that scene from Love Actually, where she was playing Hillary Clinton and she was trying to get electoral votes. So she shows up at one of the houses and like tries to convince them to vote for her instead of Donald Trump. It was pretty funny. She had like a ton of signs and like just going through them. She doesn't say anything. It's pretty cool.
I'm telling you, like, and those carolers sounded good. Like, if I was the husband, I'd be like, man, who were they?
Yeah, get him back over here. I want to hear him.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I just think in this world of Love Actually, where like there's adultery, there's Laura Linney's weird abusive brother.
Yeah.
There's some weird subplots.
Yeah,
There's this one dude moving to Wisconsin and meeting like 4 beautiful women in a bar, and then going home with them. Like it's just an alternate world from ours.
I feel like
Well, it took place in England, right?
yeah.
So that's
like,
that's a different world.
I feel like there's so
Yeah.
much you can. I feel like you can extrapolate enough to teach like a 1 semester course in college. This would be like the weird elective that you would take to. This would be like the 1 credit elective you would take to fill out your credit schedule. It's like, yeah, the world of Love Actually. We'll be watching it every week.
Oh,
Do like a
dude, people
reason.
would take that.
Oh,
Isn't there like 16 weeks? I would say there's about 16 subplots or characters worth studying each week.
sure. You know what? I think watching it every week would be kind of rough. I would say like maybe watch like a couple scenes every week, highlight them, have a discussion, and just have like one big paper due at the end.
I mean, you got government,
Sure.
Hugh Grant. You could dance.
You know, I've taken like a lot of bullcrap film classes at college, so I know how it works.
And how many times can you watch Chinatown? Come on, you got to do something else.
Sure.
Love Actually.
Double Indemnity 3 times in college.
Really? Citizen Kane
I love it,
twice.
but they kept showing it.
Yeah. I heard so much about Chinatown and Citizen Kane. I'm like, those are good movies, but there are other movies.
You know, I had like one of the coolest classes I took in college. It was like a BS class, you know, obviously. It was like Chinese action films, and all we did was just watch
Cool.
Chinese action films.
That's
It was awesome.
That sounds great.
Yeah. All right. I think now's a good time to take a break. I'm gonna go dig up that old syllabus of mine so I can show it to Robert.
All right, I can't wait to look. I got
Yeah.
my highlighter ready.
All right. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hey, podcast listeners, this is Kyle from Word of the Bay,
And Nick,
and we're here to talk to you about Word of the Bay.
yeah, Word of the Bay.
Yeah,
What is Word of the Bay?
Well, God, it's a Tampa Bay sports podcast. What is Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay is the Tampa area. St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater,
So we talk about sports and other things,
which include Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Tampa Bay Rays.
and another bay, which is slipping my mind.
Oh, I don't even know what that bay
Hey guys,
is.
what are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Oh, hey,
this is-
Jonathan. This is our third host, Jonathan.
Whoa, did I just walk in on something?
No, you're fine. But if you want to listen to Word of the Bay, go ahead and go to www.sharkdropper.com.
And check us out. Yeah.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. Robert still can't believe that the syllabus for that class was 22 pages.
I know, we took a break for a day.
Yeah.
We're back. It's another day now.
Yeah. So do you still think you can take that class? That you can still ace it?
No, but if I pass it with a C, I'll be happy. I aim for average.
All right.
Like, I was always happy with B's. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you keep the 3.0 average.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I was perfectly fine with it.
It's not bad. Yeah, A's are overrated, especially if you don't want to do work. So, and I don't, so I'll stick with my B's and C's.
Did
I
you
think
did you
B's are
guys
for,
ever
like,
go
a-
any schools that did the B plus or the B minus or
Yeah.
A plus? How'd you guys feel about that? Because like I always had like mixed feelings about it.
Yo, just give me a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way too.
But at the same time, it's like if I got an A or if I got an A minus instead of an A, I'm just like, oh. Well, it's just like
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I didn't like it because you get a B plus and you're like, oh shit, I was so close to an A. And then if you get a B minus, you're like, oh man, I barely made it. Like, I
Yeah.
almost had a C. I'd rather just give me a B so I know that I got a B.
well, I guess it depends how good of a student you were.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I guess it depends on the subject. So,
I always got A's, so I don't even know what a B looks like.
oh, okay, yeah. All right.
I'd always get like 1A. So instead of just a straight like 3.0, I'd have like a 3.2.
Perfect.
nice,
You know?
Yeah.
hitting above average. man.
aiming a little bit higher.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mark, I think you have another listener question for us.
Yeah, so this one's from Danny, and the question is: Harry Potter and Bruce Wayne sit down in front of the mirror of Ariste from Harry Potter. No question. This isn't a question, but it would be a nice moment.
Robert, do you know what the mirror is?
No. I've never watched a Harry Potter. No, I watched the first Harry Potter film
Uh-huh.
in Spanish class in 9th grade.
Okay. So the mirror
Mm-hmm.
that he's talking about,
Right.
it's a magical mirror in Harry Potter that when you stand in front of, it shows you your heart's true desires. So whenever Harry stood in front of the mirror, it would show his dead parents. Cue the heartstrings. So I guess the question is, if Bruce Wayne stood in front of the mirror, what would he see?
His dead parents.
I think that's the obvious answer. But I think we can dig deeper here.
Okay.
I think it has to depend on
Bunch of
which.
pearls.
Yeah. I think it has to depend on which Bruce Wayne that we're talking about.
Okay.
There's a distinct. I think there's a distinction between the Michael Keaton, the Val Kilmer, the George Clooney, and the.
So then let's
the
go through
Christian
each
Bale.
Batman. I think the Adam West Batman would probably
Okay,
just...
let's do that one
He would
first.
see sharks.
Yeah, I think he would see either a shark, a giant bomb,
Really,
or Robin.
he just sees Burt Ward.
Yeah, Burt Ward's just sitting there. Not even in his Robin costume. It's just
Just
Burt
in a
Ward.
recliner.
Yeah.
What about Michael Keaton? Like, I feel like a Pantera music video or something.
No, it's TLC.
Oh yeah. Hey, don't go chasing waterfalls.
You sure you're not quoting TLC there?
It could be
Hey, don't be a
Birdman.
creep.
Maybe he sees Birdman.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what that means.
So Michael Keaton watches TLC or Birdman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer watches Willow.
Or he's seeing in the mirror. He's seeing
Himself.
like the documentary to the Island of Dr. Moreau, whatever that was called.
Oh, I watched that.
Yeah.
Or himself chewing gum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Although
Yeah,
I will
I-
say that Val Kilmer in his prime, like he was
I liked him. He was a good actor.
oh yeah,
Tombstone?
you were in love with him
Tombstone, Ghost in the Darkness was like a guilty pleasure of mine. I
because
love
of Val
him.
Kilmer.
Just because of him. Yeah. I liked Michael Douglas too, and I like Lion, so it had the perfect combo for me.
Wow, it's a very
I was-
specific set of
Yeah,
conditions
yeah.
there.
It's the only movie that matches all three criteria for me.
Okay.
I was working a Comic-Con and Val Kilmer was at one of them, and I like jumped behind him and took a picture real quick, and he looks really grumpy.
I think that's just how he always looks.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And some guy was like, "Dude, I loved you in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You were hilarious." He goes, "Yeah, I was."
It's such a Val Kilmer
least he
thing to
knows.
say, though.
Yeah.
That dude's dry. I like it. I think George Clooney would see himself running away from becoming Batman.
I think he would see bat nipples.
Yeah, just
Just two bat nipples.
cutting through the glass.
Really, it wasn't like Julia Roberts.
No, he would see his career after Batman and it would be him happy.
Just him on a yacht.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know, if we were George Clooney, like, wouldn't you already have everything you want? I'm just, I don't know. I'm just throwing that.
Yeah,
out
he
there.
just sees like a 20-year-old girl.
Okay.
So, like, I know he's part of some task force to find like corruption in Africa. Like with the generals out there, he did this like multi-year, $20 million task force to find corruption. But like, I wonder if it took 20 million for where he was at. Like what was never mind. Sorry, but he's like doing good work now. Good work for him.
Sure.
That's good.
Sure.
Good
What
for
about
him.
Christian Bale
Christian Bale.
eating a sandwich,
What does Christian Bale want?
just screaming at himself?
Yeah, it would just be, you don't understand what it's like
I feel
living
like-
in a city.
I feel like it's like movie set lights that aren't being messed with.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Get off the set.
Him just yelling at a DP.
Just walking by. Do. Yeah, you're a fucking joke, man.
Although to be fair, like I've heard, like I guess like the guy was kind of being very distracting with the lights. I don't know.
Dude, like
I don't know. Does he
these,
just...
these guys, I'm telling you, these guys on sets, once they've been there for a long time, they don't give a shit anymore. Like they know the importance of the take and they just don't care. So like he probably lost, like, so I didn't have much sympathy because he probably just lost it on the dude. But I've seen so many people just kind of do that.
I've heard, though, Christian Bale has a temper, kind of like Russell Crowe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Wanna see them-
he sees like Peter Griffin on the other side.
Oh. I want to see them throw cell phones at each other.
That would be pretty cool. I would watch that movie.
And I think Ben Affleck would just be him doing pull-ups.
Yeah.
No.
Or Matt Damon.
I want to be
Yeah.
I want
Or
to say
the-
Amy from Chasing Amy. I forgot what her name was.
Or Joy Lauren Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just be very.
Or what if it's like that Dark World, that apocalyptic? He just sees a bunch of those insect things flying around.
Ugh.
That'd be cool.
Or being the bomb in Phantoms.
Or it's just his depressed look when he got interviewed and they were talking to him, and he just realizes that he's in part of like another shitty superhero movie, and he looks so depressed.
Can I just say how awesome like this concept of this mashup is? Of like all the Bruce Waynes are like in the Hogwarts,
Yeah, yeah.
looking at the magical mirror. It's like, how did they end up there? That's the story I want to see.
Yeah, what if it's just every Batman that looks into it just sees the other Batman,
Oh man,
and they're all just waving to him,
sure.
giving him a
I'd be
thumbs
happy.
up.
Like, if I looked into a mirror and someone was just waving at me happily and giving me thumbs up, I'd be happy.
I'd be scared, but I guess happy too.
Yeah.
That'd be creepy. Somebody's just waving at you,
Yeah, but earnestly, not like creepily.
not like far away, like they're standing in the woods, kind of waving at you.
Yeah, not like peeking behind a tree. Like they're just like, "Hey, man, you look great."
Not like clowns in South Carolina, kind of creepy.
Well,
Yeah, they're
waving
not
at
like
you.
one finger telling you to come closer. Like
Yeah.
there's like a nice earnest wave. Like, hey.
Trying to attract you with a balloon.
What's
They
going
give you the
on?
double thumbs, the double thumbs up.
Keep
not
it
the
up.
Single.
Keep it up.
Sure. So is that the answer? The 2 thumbs up?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Roger
Double-
and Ebert.
double-
2 thumbs
Yeah,
up. Great
oh.
question.
Yeah, no, wait. Ebert and Siskel just pointing at you with thumbs up. Like,
Yeah.
they give you the point, and then they give you the 2 thumbs up.
Okay,
Honestly, if I were to stand in front of the mirror, I think that's what I would say.
so the answer.
Siskel and Ebert give me the thumbs
So
up.
that's the answer: is looking in a mirror and seeing 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Oh,
That's
that would.
amazing.
or Ebert and Rober.
I would love to see that actually. If I saw that in the mirror, I'd be like, "Oh, that is so awesome."
And you know what? I think even the Batmen would love to see that,
Especially George Clooney.
and probably Ben Affleck.
And they're totally different guys, Siskel and Ebert were. So, like, when
Yeah.
if they both give you 2 thumbs up, that means you're doing something right.
That's true.
Can we do a podcast in a future episode where we rank all the different Bruce Waynes?
I'm in.
I'll do it.
Sure.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you for that wonderful listener question, Mark. I think there are some more bad scenes to defend.
Okay, so the rave scene in The Matrix 2.
Well, you just jump right into it, right?
Yeah, no intro. Just jump into. I honestly, I don't remember this. I only saw The Matrix
Okay.
2.
You said The Matrix 2?
once. Yeah, wasn't it Revolutions?
No, that was the third one.
Was
the second
there
one was
wasn't
the
there a
rave.
rave scene in the first one, or am I?
No, the second one.
Maybe
the
it's-
second
I don't
one?
remember. They all kind of blend together for me, except for
Yeah,
the
what,
first one.
Reloaded.
Reloaded and Revolutions blend together for me. I know Reloaded had the car chase at the end, or that whole highway fight scene,
Yeah.
and Revolutions had
Reloaded-
more.
yeah. And then
Robots.
Revelations ended with like a stupid fight.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't care about either Reloaded or Revolutions. I was kind of lost, and I'm like, oh, but the action scenes, they're cool. And then I kind of never watched them again.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about, like, at the end of The Matrix, they were pretty loaded.
Yeah, were they?
So, like, they don't have to reload anything.
That's
For
true.
the sake- like, they had the upper hand.
What were they reloading?
Yeah, like,
The guns? Were they reloading the guns?
If
Or
they were in the
wait, no,
Matrix,
it's like
it's
a
like
computer system. Don't you load? Oh, shit. Did we just figure that out?
is that what it is? What was the Revolution? Just them.
you know when a hard
winning
drive
against the
spins.
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Revelation?
Yeah.
Was it Revelation?
That was Revolution.
It was Revolution?
Yeah.
So the turning of a CD.
Yeah.
Every time the disc spun, that was a revolution.
So does that make
The
first-
Matrix.
it makes the first one moot because then they're like, "Oh, we're reloaded."
Well, the Matrix Revelation was that the last two sucked. That was my revelation.
All right, so there's a scene right in the second Matrix where, Morpheus is like, "Listen, guys, some shit's coming." Right? We got these squiggies. They look like octopuses. We're the only free folk in the planet. We're in the center of the earth. We're close to Vader's fort. There's a lot of lava down here.
Yeah.
We're gonna die, right? So what we're gonna do is we don't have any TV. We're all good looking. We're all kind of grimy, dirty. We got nothing better to do. We have no, once again, we don't have a radio. So let's just rave. Let's be human. Let's party.
Yeah.
Let's have a massive thousands people orgy.
I mean, it makes
I'd be down
sense
for it.
because that's what you do. That's honestly, I think that most movies that are apocalyptic don't have enough raves in them. I think you could kind of just relax a little bit if like aliens were invading or monsters or something like that, and you just had like a good rave. I think that's what Pacific Rim and Independence Day Resurgence were missing.
Like, you can't do it every night because that would be exhausting.
No, but once a week. I mean, you're gonna die
Once a
eventually.
week?
I think once a week, every Friday,
Oof.
because you still have weekends during the
What about, like,
apocalypse.
Was this
third
the
Friday?
90s?
What about the
Jeez.
third Friday of every month?
I mean,
It's
I
like
guess,
a
but
week-
that's
a
like
week wouldn't give me enough time to recuperate.
oh, of course it will. It's the apocalypse. I mean, things are going down. You got shit to worry about the rest of the week. You should have one day where you can kind of just let loose. There's no need to fight for survival 7 days a week.
And let me tell you, whoever organizes this rave was doing something great because everybody danced incredibly. Like everyone was super into it. Have you ever been to a dance party where everyone's really into it?
No.
Like there was nobody who was self-conscious.
No.
How do you organize a rave like that though? Like, do you send out letters or?
Well, like I think he surprised everyone, or was he like, "Hey, come hear my speech, rave afterwards"?
Yeah,
Like, is that like going to like maybe Hillary Clinton if she would have been like, "Hey, come to my speech and we'll have a rave afterwards."
then she probably would have won.
So I mean, so basically, hey, I'm gonna make this speech and we're all gonna dance and like rub on each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it makes
and
sense.
then, but if you like compare it to the Cold Steel, the robots, they're robots, and they got a bunch of humans just raving.
Yeah, that's so Raven.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, sorry. You
should
said
be
Raven,
sorry.
so that's just what popped into my head.
So speaking of Harry Potter, when like Voldemort's soul breaks up into 7, like I feel like I just lost a part of
Yeah.
soul from a bad joke.
I honestly, that would be like, I'd feel hurt by that comment, except that I've never seen Harry Potter, so I'm just going to assume that that was a compliment.
It was.
Thank you.
Whenever here.
It wasn't.
Thank you.
It wasn't.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I don't know, like whatever. Like, I don't understand the rave. Maybe they had to waste time because the whole second movie's. All right, so look at this. The whole second movie's basically moot anyway. So why not add a moot dance scene?
Well, I think of it also as like, we're not living in the Matrix. Like, we're not in
How
that
do you
environment.
know that?
I meant we're not aware of it.
Okay.
So we're not in that environment. Who's to say that you wouldn't rave if like they just announced like, hey, we're gonna do this thing? I mean, it's hard to say what you would do in that situation. I know if Lawrence Fishburne was like, it's time to rave, and everyone just starts jumping around, I'm gonna follow suit. I'm a sheep in that situation.
I'd be the guy. I'd be like, I don't know. I gotta wash like this one shirt I have.
You're gonna go sit in the corner. And
Yeah,
just wait for it to be over.
I'm gonna go reread like this half a book I found for like the 30th time. So, thanks for the invite, though. Just rating's not my thing.
I would just hope that by like my lack of self-consciousness about my bad dancing, that people would be like, this guy doesn't care, so we don't care about his bad dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's the end of the world. You got squibbies coming at you.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
But people really, they're like, what is this scene? And I read this really long-winded explanation from this guy about how we're human and, we're dirty and we're gross and, like we're the last thing of humanity and that's why we're doing it. So I guess maybe that's what the directors wanted.
Yeah.
Or they just wanted to film a rave.
I think it was the latter.
I think it's the second reason.
Maybe the directors were like, hey, these extras we have are really good looking.
Mm-hmm.
Rave scene.
Sure.
Or the Wachowski siblings just didn't know what they were doing with the second and third Matrix, and they just wanted to cram as much
Rave scene.
it
as
was
possible.
just different kind of scenes as they could. They're like,
Yeah,
you know what would be cool? A highway fight scene. You know what else would be cool? If Neo fought like 50 Agent Smiths. You know
Well,
what else would be
that
cool?
was cool.
A rave. I know, but I'm just saying they took all these things to like all these things that would be cool and then just somehow connected them into a movie that just did not, to me, work out. But, they took a bunch of cool things and put them together. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple cool moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the rave is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is, this is a movie I defend, and I will defend this movie till the end of days because I like movies, I'll get to it in a second, but I like movies that swing for the fences and miss.
Is this a baseball movie?
No.
Okay.
But, yeah, Bull Durham. No,
Okay.
no, wait, what's that Matt LeBlanc pitching movie with the monkey? Ed.
Yeah.
So, M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening, right?
Oh, God.
It is okay. I like this movie more than a lot of other movies, not because I just think it's so different. Like when you watch as many movies as I do, like when something like this happens, it's really interesting because you're like, what happened? What were they doing? Like, why did the actors trust him so much? Like, why is this scene happening? I actually like The Happening because I feel like somebody was trying to do something.
I'm on the opposite side of that. I think I hated this movie. I didn't like The Happening at all. It was one of those movies where like I almost thought about walking out, and I haven't walked out of a movie since the remake of Black Christmas, so it's been a while. And I was like, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I thought it was really corny. I thought the acting was so bad, and like these were decent actors, but I just felt the acting was so bad and so forced. And it like really made me hate M. Night Shyamalan even more than I already did at that point.
I guess that puts me like right in the middle of you two, because I'm just kind of indifferent about the movie. I didn't love it, but I didn't really hate it as much as you did. I'm just kind of like, well, it's not his worst movie. I don't know. I felt like
I think it's pretty close though.
yeah.
No, I think Another Earth and Last Airbender turn.
Yeah.
Airbender.
Airbender,
Yeah.
Last Airbender.
Yeah, those are worse because this
Yeah.
is an original property at least.
It
Right.
just,
But there's
yeah.
but there's a
oh, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
oh sorry, there's the scene I'm talking about though. Is this old lady walks up to him, and they're staying in her house, and she goes, "Are you gonna kill me in my sleep? Like, are you gonna murder me?"
No.
And Mark Wahlberg goes, "What?" No, he goes, "What? No." And but you know what though? The whole movie, he's this really earnest dude. Mark Wahlberg took this movie because somebody actually asked him to play a teacher in a movie. So he wanted this movie so he could play a teacher because he had never played a teacher before. And so he put all of his trust into M. Night Shyamalan, and he made this dumb film. But you got to respect that everyone really committed to this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's I hated the way Mark Wahlberg talked in this movie. Like I hated the way I just hated the way he acted, and like that whole like what? No, like he just had like it's like that dumb expression like all the time, even when he was talking to like the train operator or whatever when the train like stopped moving, and it's just like oh god, it made me cringe, and I hate one of the biggest things that makes me cringe in like movies is like bad acting and bad dialogue, and I felt this movie had both, and when it just
we're
combined,
defending this movie.
okay, I'm just saying like that was the hard part, but that scene to me wasn't like the downfall of the movie. I felt like it was way earlier. That part I know what you're talking about. A lot of people didn't like that whole old lady scene, like when she's like smashing her head against stuff. Doesn't she like break into the window? Like she
Yeah, she's
smashes
crazy.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that whole scene, like it was interesting, and that actually was like the creepiest part of that movie to me.
Sure.
I mean, he answered her question honestly. She goes, "Are you going to kill me?" And he's like, "What? No."
That's true. I mean, he was basically still being the guy that he was in the beginning. I mean, he didn't like change it up. That's who he was. That's how he acted throughout. So it's he's just
So you
answering
think
her
Wahlberg
question.
would have been better if Shyamalan told him, "Yeah, you're a teacher and you're from Boston."
I think it would have been a little bit better.
But like, I don't think this was his acting choice. I think they just did what
No, I don't think so.
Shyamalan wanted.
right. I agree with
So,
that. Since we got to
like-
defend it, yep. Sure.
I mean, like, these actors put their faith in this dude. Like, that's pretty ballsy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. Are you going to murder me? What? No.
What?
Like, that's
No, of
Like-
course not.
What?
yeah.
Why would he
like,
do that?
That makes
No.
sense. He answered her question honestly.
Yeah.
And she was going insane anyways, so he's just trying to diffuse the situation, right? So he
He's
doesn't
just
want.
staying. Yeah, he's staying chill about it. And like, you know, when people ask you something you that just comes out of left field, you don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, maybe that. So it had some confusion to him, and that why the what no sounded kind of weird.
Yeah.
What? No.
That's-
What?
It's like Andy Samberg.
No.
Andy Samberg talking to animals. Mark
What?
Wahlberg talks to animals.
What?
What,
No.
goat? What are you doing, goat?
What?
Say hello
What?
to your mother for me. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, that doesn't... I think that scene in general doesn't really deserve the nitpicking that it gets, because it doesn't... To me, it doesn't feel out of place with the rest of the movie. I feel like that's just his character throughout. And yeah, he's just answering the crazy lady's question because she's going crazy. And after that, she starts breaking windows with her head.
So you hate this movie, but this scene isn't the worst part of it.
It's not
you're
the
saying.
reason why I hate the movie. The whole movie is why I hate the movie. but like in
I feel
general,
like I did my job on this, and I like it.
A win's a win.
From now on, you got to preface it. I hate this film. However, that one scene where Wahlberg's like, "What? No."
Sure.
It's all right.
Yeah, that scene doesn't make or break the movie. The whole movie breaks the movie.
I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day.
There you go.
All right, so the next one is all right. So we'll go to Psycho, and Psycho is one of the greatest horror movies, slasher films of all time. I mean, it set the trends. It was made for cheap on our Hitchcock pod, which we recorded with John, Robert, and I. Yeah, so he made it on the cheap. Hitchcock did. He really changed the game. He killed off the main character. But one of the biggest complaints about this film is at the end when there is a lawyer, a judge, a doctor, and he just explains what happened to Norman Bates. And this scene is so hated that John Carpenter made Halloween because of it. Roger Ebert, wishes it was cut. Like, so many people they dislike this scene because they feel like it keeps it from being something perfect. However, this was like, 1960s. Like, this hadn't been done before. So Hitchcock laid the blueprints, and the scene what I'm talking about is Norman Bates has been captured. He's in jail, and this guy talks about what happened to him. And everyone hates that scene.
Yeah, okay, this one's easier for me to defend. Because one, I get why people don't like it, because it kind of takes it away from like how this menacing guy just like how he did things and like who he was as a character. It kind of explains it away. And like because of that, maybe it takes away some of the scariness of who Norman Bates was. But I also think it explains like why he was that way, which is something that's not done in horror movies too often. And not only that is the biggest defense for it is the fact that was in the movie just like it was in the book. That scene was in the book, the Robert Bloch book. I think that's who wrote it. It was in that book. I read that book, and the movie was pretty close, like pretty much like page to. I mean, like I think the book was only like 100 and something pages, and like it adapted to the screen like really easily. It's almost verbatim the book. There's only a few differences that I noticed, and like that part is in the book, and that's what Alfred Hitchcock was doing, was trying to keep it similar to the book, and I think it worked out.
Sure.
Yeah, and I don't think he wrecked anything with it. And also, I think audiences needed a little hand-holding after the brutality. I mean, this is a movie. Disney wouldn't even work with Hitchcock after this film. This film was really reviled by a lot of branches of people. So I think this explanation, and it's in the book, I think it also helped audiences digest a little bit.
Yeah. And the biggest reason why a lot of people made the complaint of like, well, we shouldn't explain like that thing at the end is like, there's like this common misconception that like if you explain like the monster, like the mystique around the monster goes away. And I feel like that's not always true. You can kind of explain the monster, in a way that doesn't make him lose its mystique. It's just very, very hard to do. I feel like Psycho is one of the few examples where it's like, yeah, you explained it, but the mystique around Norman Bates didn't really dissipate because of that. Yeah. Can you think of like other like movie monster villains where like the explanation of where they came from totally ruined them?
Jaws.
Yeah.
He came from the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, when I found out he was from the ocean, it wasn't my favorite film anymore.
Sure.
I think Halloween, the remake, kind of sullied the name because everyone was excited for it. That's why it made so much money. Mm-hmm. And then it was just gross. And then they made the second one and it tanked.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a weird argument. This movie is 99.9% great, but if it had this 1.1% out, it would be perfect. That's such a moot thing to argue for.
Yeah.
And they don't, that's interesting that you said that about
the book. A lot of people never even mention that.
Yeah, I always thought, because I don't know, I remember I was reading like a lot of those horror books that like movies were based on back in the day, and Robert Bloch, and then the one by Ira Levine or whoever wrote Rosemary's Baby. I remember both that one and Psycho were both like books that were pretty short, and they were adapted for movies or adapted into movies, and the movies were pretty much the book verbatim. There's only a few minor differences. And I always thought that was really cool, that they really did take the book and went page by page and turned it into the movie. I mean, they didn't deviate that much.
So all you haters out there, it was in the book.
Yeah, bros.
Go read a book, bro.
Yeah, read a book and get off of Alfred Hitchcock's ass.
Yeah, all you bros are out there who hate the final shot of Psycho.
It's what starts every fight.
Bros. It's the bros, man.
It's what starts every fight at every rave.
Yeah, well,
You dissing the ending of Psycho, bro?
they aren't allowed to talk about that in the Matrix Reloaded raves.
Nope.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes just a massive fist fight.
Sure.
All right, so last but not least, all right? Spider-Man 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Which scene?
Sam Raimi did not want to make it. He wanted Sandman as the villain, but the studio's like, you have to add Venom. So he included this stupid goo that gets attached to Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, the goofball incarnate. Peter Parker gets venomed, and he becomes a jerk. He doesn't become evil. He doesn't become a terrible human. He just becomes kind of like a dweeb, like a tough guy dweeb. And everybody hates the dancing in Spider-Man 3. However, it's played for laughs. Like, it wasn't meant to be serious. This is a guy who, the tough guy version of Peter Parker, like, Sam Raimi didn't want to go dark. The tough guy version so go Spider-Man 3 dancing, and you'll see this. But his version of tough guy is what you're seeing on screen. He thinks he's being awesome, but he's the biggest turd on the planet. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of what Venom is. Like, it just makes you into like what you think is evil. So Spider-Man is just so good that his version of evil is just to be kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I would say, like, for me, when I saw that, I remember watching the movie in theaters, and it was like one of the first movies I watched in IMAX, and that part did kind of take me out of the experience for a little bit. But to defend it, I will say that there are parts in Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 that are, to me, equally as corny. And I think that's the comic booky aspect of it, kind of tying in those old Spider-Man comics, like the Amazing Spider-Man comics, and bringing them to life, where I remember like his geez, I can't even think of her name. His grandma, or his Aunt May.
Yeah.
Like she gets thrown by Dr. Octopus, I think, in the second one, and she uses her umbrella to hang on to like a part of the building. And I remember like thinking like, well, this is kind of corny, but it also brought in like that comic booky atmosphere. And I thought that was kind of cool. It was kind of like bringing in like the Adam West Batmans into like, you know, not necessarily Nolan's Batmans, but maybe like Tim Burton's or something like that, like kind of tying them together. And I felt like there was that aspect to the Spider-Man universe. And that was just that dancing sequence. Like that was just kind of like his corny kind of, you know, comic booky take on this third movie.
You know, I never thought of it that way before. Sam Raimi is the Spider-Man as Tim Burton was the Batman.
Yeah.
I guess we're still waiting for the Nolan
The
to come
Nolan
on.
trilogy of Spider-Man where it's a lot darker.
It's like super gritty and dark.
Listen, I'm Spider-Man.
Tom Hardy plays Mary or what's her name?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Oh, jeez Louise. It was just Sam Raimi didn't want Venom, and he didn't want Peter turning evil because that wasn't the tone of this. So he just had him dance. I love the scenes of him dancing. This is a movie that probably cost $200 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's adding Peter Parker, a goth emo Peter Parker shooting finger guns at people and doing disco.
Yeah.
Like That's a massive movie that he added that in as like a FU to the studio.
Yeah,
It's like a punk move.
it's pretty. Like, to me, I wasn't a big fan of Spider-Man 3, but that again wasn't the part of the movie that like ruined it for me.
I loved it. It makes me happy that it was included in a movie.
Yeah,
It's
I can see that.
I feel like it's the continuation of the raindrops scene from Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
The raindrops keep falling in my head.
yeah.
Oh, I love that scene.
Yeah, I feel like it was just a continuation of that. Like, okay, so Peter Parker's in a different place, so we'll get like a different type of song and montage. And yeah,
Yeah, I felt like all the Spider-Mans had that kind of. To me, like I call it like corny, but it's like that comic book feel,
yeah.
the old comic book feel, like the original.
You know, it's just that Spider-Man 2 had that perfect blend of corniness and action and kind of heartfelt earnestness that it just balanced everything so well. I felt like Spider-Man 3, like Sam Raimi really tried to recreate the magic from Spider-Man 2. It's just he couldn't really figure out how to do that with like having to deal with like Topher Grace as Venom.
Oh,
Well, I
gosh.
think you get the fact that there's also 3 villains in it, and that was to me like the downfall of Amazing Spider-Man 2 was then again having 3 villains. It was just too much.
It's just man, if they can somehow just look at what happened in Spider-Man 2 and just dissect it and just try to base all future Spider-Man movies off of that, I think that would be a step in the right direction.
Well, in X2 as well, like Stryker was the main
yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah.
Like there's Magneto, but Stryker was the villain. One major villain. He had Lady Deathstrike as like a sidekick, but just one villain to focus on.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Well,
I
you
will say Dark Knight had multiple villains. He had 3. The Joker and Two-Face. Hey,
I did.
get it? See what I did?
Oh. I love that. Was good actually. I like it.
thank
And
you.
Scarecrow made an appearance.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, okay.
And
No, but I will say also that the Marvel films also do that kind of thing that the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans did, like the new like Marvel EU or whatever. Like they all combine kind of this action with like a serious story, but also have their fun moments too. Like Ant-Man has a lot of those fun kind of comic booky type moments.
It's more skewed towards that direction. I
Right.
feel like than other
Oh,
Marvel
I think
movies.
so too. But I think the Sam Raimi movies are kind of like that too. Like they can be serious at times, but they can be jokey and
Yeah,
fun
I
at
think
times.
the so that dance scene in Spider-Man 3 is just kind of it's just pure Raimi. Like he's just that's who he is. Like he's the guy who puts that scene in the in a $100 million plus movie.
I think it was the downfall to the Amazing Spider-Man films that they didn't have dancing, and that's why they had to sell their rights to Marvel for Spider-Man.
there should have been more dancing.
It should have been a
You know-
musical.
The director Mark Webb directed 500 Days of Summer, and in that film, there's a musical number to Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
There's no Hall and Oates in the new Spider-Man movies.
I've always said that. I've always said that the one thing Spider-Man movies were lacking were both Hall and Oates.
Sure.
Yeah, you can't do Oates. You can't do Hall.
Yeah,
You
you're
can't
not
do
going to go
Oates.
just Daryl Hall, and you're not going to go John Oates. You're going to go Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we've changed a lot of minds, guys.
I think so.
Sure.
I think people are out disco dancing right now after they're dancing right now while listening to this podcast.
They're raving right now.
They're with their
They're,
glow sticks.
Yeah.
They have been clapping the entire time.
They're they're getting lost in their maps that don't really lead them anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. They're successful movies, films, and flicks podcasts.
That's right.
I'd say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's that time of the podcast. But before we sign off, are there any plugs you want to make?
Guys, head to Shark Dropper right now. So Shark Dropper, we're
Right
part of Movies,
now.
Films, and Flicks. We're part of the Shark Dropper family. There's a podcast called Shark Dropper, wonderfully random show. But if you listen to this podcast, there's an episode where I joined with Robert, John, and it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yep.
like it's called Squid Lake. If you type in Shark Dropper, go to listen to Squid Lake.
It's a good episode.
And we basically talk about a movie that was never made,
It was
but
an
it
oral
got
history.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah, some cinema history.
Sure.
And it's a Florida classic, and it's called Squid Lake. And listen to all their other stuff too, because it's great. But if you want to listen to one of the weirdest 90 minutes of your life,
It's a good 90 minutes though.
like it's good. It's fun. It has a lot of personality.
Sure.
Definitely.
It's listen to it and defend it.
Yeah. Go check that out. Robert,
Yeah.
any plugs you want to make?
I mean, Mark already said go to Shark Dropper. I would say, I mean, we're still doing Patreon. So if you want to go to Patreon, you can search Shark Dropper Studios or go to sharkdropper.com and click on the Patreon link. It'll take you to our page. If you want to donate $1 or more, you can. You'll get exclusive content. I think I said that word right. Exclusive content. And
Shark Lake
it
2.
definitely helps us out. And maybe we'll put a Squid Lake 2
Squid Lake
for
2.
bonus sometime on there. And then don't forget to rate and review all the podcasts, movies, films, and flicks, all of the other Shark Dropper stuff. If you listen to it, 5-star review definitely helps us out.
Sure. Yeah. Moviesfilmsandflicks.com. Obviously, the namesake of this podcast.
Oh yeah,
I heard there's some good stuff on there.
the website.
Yeah.
By the time you listen to this, I have an article saying that Too Fast, Too Furious. I'm saying that February 2nd should be Too Fast, Too Furious Day.
Sure.
Too fast. The best one of the whole
It is. I'm serious.
I know
February
you just
2nd,
said
Too
you're
Fast, Too
serious.
Furious Day.
I know you said you're serious, but I'm still going to assume you're being sarcastic.
I am 100% serious, earnest.
That Too
It is
Fast,
the
Too
best.
Furious is your favorite. I'm not
Too
even
Fast,
a
Too Furious.
fan of the Fast and Furious movies, but
No.
there's no way that the second
No,
one.
no, it's
Read,
honestly
read,
it's his favorite one. You gotta.
All right.
He's not joking.
read the article.
All right.
February 2nd, Too Fast, Too Furious Day. Also, I should, this is good motivation. I should have a post up. I'm writing about 10. So you have your entire movie collection, right?
Yeah.
VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. You can pick 10 of them to show off. You can only showcase 10 of your movies.
Okay.
Which 10 would they be? So I'll have that post up as
nice.
well.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Exciting content all around coming down the pipeline for you to peruse and enjoy.
Squid Lake.
Yeah. All right. For my co-hosts, Mark Hoppar,
Squid Lake.
Robert Layham,
Squid Lake.
I've been your host, Squid Lake. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
Squid Lake.
We're above the target. T-minus 5 seconds till shark drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the shark! Go! 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 This podcast is a Shark Dropper Studios production.